wonderful viewers. Allow me to steal that word from Julde and use it. Wonderful viewers, beautiful viewers, amazing viewers.
Apparently, you've been stealing my words all these days. But I will give it to you.
I am short of words, so I have to steal some words from somewhere. So we are back again on another edition of QTV this morning. I am Ibrahim Suribalde. We are going to do it enthusiastically today. I mean, it's going to be ad infinitum.
Yes, and I'm glad also that it's the beginning of the week, because according to what I have is Monday the 1st of February.
Never mind.
So I'm looking forward to
the
rest of the week.
It's like Mr. Ade, you don't leave sleeping dogs to lie.
I'm looking forward to the rest of the week.
Just take a look at some of these little clues and start making issues. These are little things. We have bigger problems in this country. Let's solve it. People are littering our streets.
Good. Let's solve that one then. Yeah, right.
So we are back. Julde, good morning.
Good morning.
You're looking blue.
Thank you.
Captain America.
Indeed.
Good morning to you, and good morning to Mr. Ade, and of course to our viewers from wherever they are watching us. It's always good to be back on this platform.
It is indeed. It is indeed. And yes,
so what's up, Mr. Ade?
Yeah, I think I've been on every day this week, if I'm not mistaken, which is unusual. Sometimes I'm on 2-3 times. Yeah, I think was there a day when I wasn't here?
Yeah, on Tuesday. When I was here with Mr. Mboj.
Ah, right. Okay, Mboj was here. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I mean, it's always good to be here, and of course, it's the last this morning of this week.
Of the week.
So yeah, that's an exciting one. And outside of here, they're doing Operation Clear the Roads, Bertel Harding Highway. The ones who had been cleared have encroached. And they're going to be removed again. I think we'll be doing this exercise, knowing Gambia as I know it, every 2 months. I suspect we'll be doing this. People just don't care to obey the law, frankly. Once people are not there to enforce, they say, "Oh, look, nobody's looking." They come back.
I can take you to locations where they've cleared, last month, 2 months ago. And people are going back to their places.
Yeah.
So I can take you to those places.
So unless they're watching, some of them are going to get a nasty shock this morning because they'll be there to shift them. And we'll be there, hopefully, to observe.
It's just like taking water, maybe a room full of water, taking the water and throwing it at the other corner of the house and the water coming back.
Back.
That's how it is.
That's exactly, that's a brilliant analogy. Yes.
So, Julde,
yes.
people are still
It is what it is, but that is it. Like, you cannot come up with operations without having a strategic plan as to how to go about it, or laying in, the foundation. If the foundation is weak, I mean, the house is bound to collapse. We knew this from the beginning, that the onset that this was bound to happen, because. This is Gambia. Operations, this is not the first operation that we are having, and I believe that it will not be the last. And, all these operations were not successful, because they will say this operation 2-3 weeks or 2-3 months down the line, and that is it. That is the end of the operation. But I'm glad that the authorities are persistent with this particular operation. I think the enforcement part of it should really, be. They should be enforcing these things more often than just coming and then going, coming and going. And then the penalties, I'm not really sure if it is that severe. If it is not severe, I mean, if you're asked to pay a fine of $500 or $1,000 and $500, exactly. I mean, what is $500 for someone who is earning $2,000 a day? So really, I think they should review all of these things and put them into consideration if they really want this operation to be really effective.
I think as a country, we have to move from these kind of photo opportunities to being serious about some of the things we do. And I say this just recognizing we did a story about the enforcement of the Tobacco Control Act regulations and laws. They went around, they arrested 6 people for selling single sticks. Those people will be fined and they'll be selling single sticks again next week. And if you went to every corner shop in the Gambia, they're selling single stick of cigarettes. Are you going to close all of them down? Are you going to arrest all of them? We do not have. I mean, some of the stuff, the laws and the rules and the regulations we pass, they're unworkable and to be blunt, ridiculous, really. and we have to be serious. And unless we show that we are serious, then the people you're trying to enforce the rules and regulations on won't take you seriously.
Absolutely.
And so you're right. If you don't have the foundation of how is this sustainable, then So I'm surprised. I apologize that we've hijacked the program somewhat just by me mentioning Operation Clear the Road, but I think it's the kind of thing that will spark a debate anytime you mention it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, that is what it is. So let us see what will happen, where this will take us. But we've all, at least we can predict the future of the Operation Clear the Road. Although if you mention it, sometimes it brings mixed feeling between authorities and people, implementing it. At some point they will be like, I mean, this means a lot to us. We are doing all our efforts. But we are not saying you're not doing your effort. We've seen, it's recognized. I mean, we thank you for that. When you started it, everybody, was happy that this is happening and the roads are wider now. But it's going back. People are going back. That's what we are talking about. But when you talk about it,
and you find, if you drive home at night, you find the quite ridiculous scenario where people have parked on the highway and they've gotten out to go to a shop or a restaurant, and they just left their vehicle on the highway, because sometimes, luckily in most of the parts along Bertil Harding Highway, there are lights, there are street lights, so you can see them. But some of them, it's quite dangerous to do that. But yeah, they've just parked them on the highway.
Let's proceed. We cannot finish all this conversation.
We could have 100 programs on this and never finish it.
Let's proceed. Let us just leave it to them.
Yeah.
So our quote reads today, Julia, a very famous one.
It is a famous one, and it reads, "No matter how long a stick stays in the river, it will never become or change to a crocodile."
Unless you have magic powers. You can't be what you are not.
Absolutely.
And if you have something that is not in you, no matter what you do, that will never come out. And this takes me back to times when I was at school. And there were some of my classmates who were academically gifted, others who were athletically gifted.
True.
And yet the teachers wanted all of us to be academically gifted. It's not going to happen, People have different talents, and you have to be able to capitalize as a teacher, as a lecturer if you're at university, in pulling out from the people their best. So they give their best. You can't make somebody be something they're not. They don't have the skill or the talent to do it. They're not going to do it. If you and I, if they put us to play for the Scorpions, Balde will probably can't even hit the goalpost if we'll do a Hakimi and hit the crossbar, every time. So you can't be something that you are not. I guess is what this is telling us. No matter what somebody does or tries to do to make you change into something that you're not. Yeah.
No matter where you come from, you are an African.
That's a good
no
one.
matter where you go.
As long as you're a black man, you're an African.
You are an African. So. It is self-explanatory.
And that's a good one, because I once said to somebody, we were arguing about the fact that, can you be black and British and so on. I said, yeah. I said, but if I happened to be born in China, would you call me Chinese? You wouldn't. I'd still be an African. I wouldn't be Chinese. I'd be a citizen of China.
Chinese citizen.
But I wouldn't be Chinese, so, yeah.
Even if you're born there, you're a black man.
Exactly.
You can never be a Chinese.
Exactly.
Well,
they could call me Black China.
China.
Although I think somebody already has that name.
Black China.
Yes.
I think it's a musician.
A singer. Yeah.
A singer, yes.
Yeah.
So we have, Julia, what do you make of this proverb?
Well, I think I will come last. Let me hear from you.
No, we've already. Where were you?
Where were you?
Where were you?
That reminds me of the favorite phrase that used to. Where
were you?
Don't start with that. I don't want Bala to come at me this morning.
Where were you?
So like Mr. Ade said earlier on, it's self-explanatory. You can't be what you are not. We all of us have our different paths in life. You're a musician, the other one is an artist, I'm a journalist. I mean, you can't force it. Sometimes it's good that you go you know, you explore yourself, you know, explore the world, go out of your comfort zone to really know, you know, your potential as an individual. But if you realize that this is not for you, don't force it. Go to something that is for you and be great in it. I think that's the problem we have in this country, even going back to our educational system. We are, you know, jacks of all trade and master of none. You go to school, you study all this biology, literature, you know, history and all of that. And at the end of the day, you are not an expert to any of those. So I think it goes to say that, you know, we need a structural change as far as this is concerned in terms of academics, in terms of our institutions. You see so many people are depressed in their workplaces because they are probably in, you know, doing work in a round holes, you know, doing works that they are not experts in, but they are not good at it, and they are not even happy doing it. So, you know, I think sometimes we need this, you know, counseling as parents, as guardians, you know, school authorities, government. It's a collective effort. We all need to come together and then, you know, guide the youngsters in the right path.
Yeah, I think that's important, Julia. You made very significant points there. I mean, sometimes we tend to involve ourselves in many things. I mean, you know, do a lot of things. But sometimes the reason why people are involved in many things is because they are choiceless.
Yes, or they don't know what they want to do, or they haven't quite found what their skill is. And for me, I think this is something that as parents, I think we should always be cognizant of, that, you know, when we look at our children, you know, I want my child to be a doctor, I want my child to be a lawyer. Your child might not want to be a doctor or a lawyer. Your child might want to be a painter, a ballet dancer, whatever. You know, try and encourage that which plays to their skills, their strengths, and their interests. Because if you force them into being something that they don't want to be, they'll resent you for it. They might end up accomplishing it, becoming a lawyer, a doctor, or whatever, because that's what people want. But they won't thank you for it, you know, down the line. They'll say, oh, you know, I only did this because my parents forced me into it. And I think it's a mistake that we make as parents, and we're human beings, of course. And we have aspirations for our children, and we have hopes and dreams. And we would like to see them do something that, you know, particularly is a transferable skill. Doctor, lawyer, accountant, you know, if anybody comes from Africa, you know that these are the kind of things, you know, certainly growing up, these were the kind of things that our parents kind of drummed into our heads. You know, these are the things that you should consider, and, you know, and forget about other stuff. And anything artistic was kicked.
When I was going to school, my dad, you know, encouraged me to choose pure science.
Right.
After my high school, they wanted me to be a medical doctor.
There's still hope. You're still young.
Honestly, if I've gone to that field, I'll find it very boring on the whole. Now I realize that field would have been boring for me.
Because you don't have an interest in it.
No. I mean, I like what I do. I am more of a media person and a businessman.
Right.
You know, but I'm more into my business too. Yes. I mean, I think I like transaction. I don't like the hospital environment.
You like the you ask for it.
You ask for it. Yes, that's what I love.
Yes, I think for me, you know, my parents wanted myself, my siblings to either be doctors or lawyers. But when we had to split open a rat, I think that was when I thought, no, there's no way I could be a doctor. When, you know, if you become a surgeon, you're splitting up human beings and operating on them, and it's kind of was off-putting for me. So I chose other things, and luckily, eventually, they started to encourage me. Say, do what you want to do, and do what you're happiest doing, and that was kind of peace of mind, because I wasn't then kind of constantly battling my parents and their aspirations for me. They wanted my own aspirations for myself to be what guided me. Exactly.
I mean, sometimes you might find other kids to be very talented on other areas, and you might be able to guide them, you know, to the path you want them to choose, you know, as parents. I mean, but sometimes too, kids can go to a point whereby they can divert sometimes.
I mean, I'm laughing because there was a point when my parents bought us a guitar and a trumpet, and my brother, who's older than me by 2 years, learned to play them quite quickly and fairly expertly. And then they started getting worried that he might want to be a musician, because musicians didn't have the best reputation. You know, in Sierra Leone you call them band boys. they go around the country and have a woman in every city, that kind of thing. So they were horrified that he might want to be a musician, but luckily for them, he chose not to be. And that gave them peace of mind, I think.
So I don't think we'll be taking a break. I mean, we'll just go straight to some of the stories making
the headlines and the news.
I mean, let's take a look at this. Did my boy post again? Yeah.
It's like
So
there's a latest on Ivo Adam.
we have,
study.
yes,
Go ahead.
URR buying point market by cash shortage. I mean, it's talking about the groundnut buying points.
Right.
According to what I see, hit by cash shortage.
Oh.
Now it's like farmers are going to sell their crops, but unfortunately they cannot because there is no cash to pay them.
I thought a lot of it was being done sort of electronically by now, but electronic money, and then they go and collect. But maybe I'm wrong.
I spoke to my grandfather the other day. He's in Basse Sabusire. I said to him, Grandpa, now you don't need to worry. Just take your groundnut to the SECO and they will pay it in. Do you have queue money?
Yeah.
He said to me, you know what, I don't trust all your this stuff. He said,
all this digital stuff. I want the raw cash.
I want my money.
it.
Yes, I want to feel my money. I mean, I don't trust all those stuff.
That is something we have to
Can you
fight
imagine?
against. But also, I think one of the ways that they've used it in other countries to sell the kind of electronic money is that if you have it on your phone, it's very hard for somebody to steal it. If you have it in a bag, they can snatch the
That
bag.
they don't know.
And those are the things that they used to do in other countries. I mean, certainly in Kenya, people grabbed onto the kind of electronic money thing very, very quickly. But those were the sort of campaigns that were run to try to convince people that, if you're walking around with a bag of money, it's much easier for somebody to snatch it from you. But if it's in a kind of digital form on your phone, then they can steal your phone. But unless they have the code or whatever, they're not going to steal your money. So that caught on very quickly, and people quickly got into the kind of thing of transacting using kind of electronic money. So I think we need to do a similar campaign here.
Absolutely.
And tell people that, that's the way. But yes, I mean, if you're kind of old-fashioned and you like the feel and the touch of money and so on. I remember when, credit cards were coming in and people were kind of graduating to it. Even in England, people were like, no, people like to feel the money in their hand and da-da-da. Now, trust me, last time I was in London, I can't remember the last time I put my hand and took out money. Everywhere you go on the trains, you tap your credit card. You don't even have to punch in. You just tap it. It takes
You debit
the fare. You go on the bus, you tap, it go. That's it. So, you go to the shops. The supermarkets have a round pad. They tap, add up your bill. You tap it, you pay. That's it. You don't ever have to kind of put your hand in your
huge amount of money.
Carry any. You don't have to carry any at all.
So that is what it is. I mean,
so
let's talk about the talks with the AKI victims to continue. Lawyer Jaite on the paper. I mean, we will not still forget the death of over 70 children in the Gambia. I mean,
small Gambia.
Yes, yeah. So we are not going to forget. This really hit the Gambia very hard, and we didn't see it coming. And it's a very unfortunate incident. So we are not just going to muffle it like that.
Look, I hate the word unfortunate. It's shocking and it's tragic. If I go along the street and I buck my toe, that's unfortunate. But 70 children dying, that's tragic. That's shocking.
It's really shocking.
And it is. And I've always contended that the figure is probably higher. These are the ones we know about. In some remote places, children probably died of the same thing, but nobody,
they wouldn't even know.
They didn't even know, and they didn't sort of add them to the figure. So I suspect the figure might be higher than the 70. But for a country of this size, that is quite shocking. And we hope that they are never forgotten, and that the families, they're trying to pursue the cases. It's proving difficult because, the company is denying all maiden pharmaceuticals. They're denying all kind of culpability or responsibility. The Indian government, to an extent, doesn't want, because the Indian pharmaceutical industry had become the world's other pharmacy, because generic products are manufactured there, and it is worth billions. And there are a couple of documentaries online where people in India have been saying that because of the amount of money that it generates for the country, they don't want something like this, a scandal that could end up having other people thinking, oh, we're not going to take any drugs from India. And so they think that there might be a cover-up. So, you know, for the sake of the families, we hope that's not the case.
We hope so too.
You were
But
talking
the
about
good
Ibu
news
Adams.
is Ibu Adams. Yeah.
Yes, what was the good news you were going to tell me?
I saw online that he has been signed to, is it
On
Derby
loan.
County? Yeah.
Derby County?
Yeah.
Oh, in England. Okay.
England.
Former champions of England, but they're not in the top division anymore, but still a good team and very huge support they have in Derbyshire. Yeah, good team. Yeah, with a great history. So if that's true, then that's a good signing. Yeah.
Well, National Assembly members demand the reparation of Gambians allegedly killed by Senegalese forces.
Where and when were they killed?
Well, it's
This is
talking
in
about
Casamance?
I'm seeing pictures of the Noto Alley's NAMs. I know it's talking about the incident that happened between...
The
Yeah.
forces and
Exactly.
Yeah.
last year.
Yes. And they want the bodies repatriated.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's not a... If they can find where they are, they can, of course, that should not be that difficult. Because seemingly there are brotherly relations between our two countries at the governmental level anyway. So, yeah, an interesting one.
Ex-CDS Drame appointed Deputy Gambian Ambassador in D.C.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Congratulations to him.
Yeah, that's...
Well, indeed, yeah. I mean, certainly the few times I met him, he always struck me as a very intelligent, articulate man. So, yeah, I think he'll do well there. And, yeah, congratulations to him. I wasn't aware of that appointment at all.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing a very interesting headline here. I mean, I don't understand.
And it's making you smile.
I don't know how you're going to see this. Maro Farm CEO urges government to introduce civic education.
You asked that very pointedly because I'm always banging on about civic education. You know, earlier you mentioned just in passing about, you know, we were joking about stuff and you said, you know, we have more important things. We have litter on the streets rather than me mentioning, you know, Monday the 1st. And you're right. I mean, a lot of this comes down to civic education, you know, teaching citizens their rights and responsibilities. There are things they can expect from government, of course, but there are things government should expect from you. So if you're a citizen and you're in your car, you finish your cafe tuba, you know, you don't just throw it out the window, which people do 1,000 times a day. I mean, you don't even have to take my word for it. Just drive up and down Bertil Harding Highway for 3 hours and you'll see 100 of those incidents. And that's disgusting. And, you know, so that's about civic education. Keep our country clean. You know, we all have a responsibility.
Absolutely.
You know, so either the cars or the vehicles you're in, you have a bag, plastic bag or paper bag, you put it there. When you get somewhere, you put it in a bin. So there are lots of things. I mean, honestly, I've said this many times. You walk around parts of this
Filthy.
Banjul and Greater Banjul, they're filthy. And that should not be the case. And so, you know, that is part of civic education. There are other aspects of civic education as well. And so, yeah, I mean, definitely something that, you know, I would love to see taught in school in a practical, real way, not just something that people write on the blackboard, something you do every day. You know, when they say don't drop litter, you indoctrinate your children so that by the time they're 10, 12, 15, they never even think of, oh, I've got a piece of paper, I'm just going to discard it. I mean, just outside our building, about 5 weeks ago, I had to shout at 2 schoolgirls right in front of the shop where we go and buy here. They just finished whatever they were drinking and just threw the cup. And I said, why did you do that? You know, and they said, what do you want me to do? I said, the guy has a bin there. Put it in the bin.
Absolutely.
The bin was like 2 feet away from them. They didn't even think of
When I saw
that.
this guy
Yeah,
through, I mean, an empty canned drink in the middle of the highway,
Oh, no, that happens.
I was like,
It
That's
happens
so
a lot.
common.
I mean, that
That is so
happens a
common.
lot. Bananas and all that. But I also think that in as much as civic education, they have a role to play in terms of advocacy, you know, creating awareness to the people. The local councils also have a responsibility. If they have bins in every street or every corner, I think it would be really easy. I don't think a person in his right sense will see a bin right opposite him and then he
Julde.
will
Don't go there.
Julde,
No, but come on.
don't
No,
even
no, no.
get there.
Because
It
I
will
will,
really
I
be
will
minimized.
relate, I
Don't
will
even
relate,
get there.
I will relate by
let's
experience
come
again,
up to the
which I've done
KMC.
before.
But it will
I
be
mean, you know, you
minimized,
remember when they put bins all over?
And including on
I mean,
Caraba.
you
I
see
gave the example.
People, the bins will be empty,
I phoned-
and you see people litter outside.
That's
the
what
bin.
I'm telling you. I phoned Aisha at KMC and I said, Aisha, I'm going to send you this picture on WhatsApp. And she said, what is it? I said, down in the middle of Kairaba Avenue, I said, you guys have a bin there. I said, I opened the bin to put in the orange. I just finished sucking the remnants of it. The bin was empty, and yet at the base of that bin. Orange, banana, mango were all there on the ground
You gotta remember,
around the bin.
I mean,
Nobody
Julde, I
could be
don't
bothered to
think
lift the
you
lid.
remember
But
those
I
days.
think really, I still
God.
maintain my stand that they have a role to play. You know, in as much as this
What's it
country, we
doing?
need a lot of advocacy, you know, awareness creation and all of that. I mean, you could say at KM, maybe they are doing that, but other councils, perhaps they are not doing that.
No, what I'm saying
like
is,
Birkama, like the buses
what
and
I'm
all
saying
that.
is, it's like take a horse to water, you can't force it to drink. The bin is there. What do you want the councils to do?
Well, I don't.
I'm giving you an example
Julde,
where
you
there
know,
is a bin
I don't even,
and people are not using
I don't
it.
even think if there is a bin, there is no excuse.
And
Yeah.
Aisha will confirm if she's watching
Definitely,
this
there is
at
no
at
excuse.
KMC.
I mean, you know,
It's a
there was a
problem.
time they
It's
put
a
bins
problem.
all over.
Yeah.
Even opposite our office, we had
Yeah,
bin
yeah,
there.
correct.
You know, they recycle tires and they use
Yeah,
them
yeah,
as
as a
bins.
kind of-
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah, yeah.
So we had all these bins at certain points,
Yeah.
but people have not been utilizing them. So at the end of the time, it's a
So
problem.
It's a two-way thing. I get what you say, council should provide, but
Yeah.
it's not just putting the bins there, because obviously there hadn't been enough kind of advocacy, civic education
Yeah.
to tell people, use these bins. That's what they're there for. I know, in a way, you shouldn't have to tell people that, because it's obvious that
Ordinarily,
it's
yeah.
a bin. It's obvious that that's the bin. Just open the lid and fling your banana peel in there. Yeah, but I'll try and find the picture one day and we'll have it up on screen. Because I
Seriously.
think when you tell people, I don't think they believe you. The bin was surrounded by discarded fruit.
problem.
And the bin itself was empty. My orange was the first thing to be put in there. That was disgraceful. I mean, come on.
At this
we
point,
take
we'll
all
take
these
it.
things for
So, Mr. Ali,
granted.
thank you very much for joining us on the newspaper.
Until next
review.
week, in my case.
Yes, so we will be doing this next week
Inshallah.
again. Yeah,
Inshallah.
so
And
viewers
let's
will,
continue with the bins and
Yes.
the
Please, and the
littering
civic
and all
education.
of
well,
it.
you know,
Yes.
we cannot continue with the bins if they are not using the bins.
I think
But
civic
this is
education
part of
Sometimes
civic
people tell-
education.
yeah,
If they
people-
are not doing it, let us do it for them.
Yeah, okay.
You know,
Well-
as part of our
We'll start mentioning
responsibility
it
as
every day.
citizens.
Keep
Yeah.
Gambia clean.
Yeah, definitely.
every
I
day.
mean, sometimes it's even disgraceful. If you have guests from other
Oh, no,
countries, if they
nice.
come to your country and you have to take them around, oh my God.
I was at the there's a restaurant at the beginning of Senegambia. So if you go along Bertil Harding and you turn, the first restaurant there, I happened to be there working on my computer, and there was a German couple, and I heard the wife say, "I love this country, but why is it so filthy?" I felt ashamed. I felt ashamed that day. I mean, please don't go there.
All right, so we'll be right back after this break. Stay tuned.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. QCell mooy suñu boss. Soro. Go. Ebe dawa full network suuta tili. QCell. Ni lafta demla wati jamala mune diata. QCell. Most reliable network jumala keta wati. QCell. Wo quality man nyon soto jam pona manke QCell. Ani be wulo ni farole kono walante be bakono jala fayola network ko se taria. QCell suñu boss. Ñu fi njëkka indi 3G ñu dellu taxi 4G plus and now we bring you 5G. 5G. First and only 5G provider. Suñu boss. Itella follow adi doron nesa keno. Suñu boss. Gambia bela nyon tawo fele QCell. Suñu boss. Ko fasunta buka busi QCell. Suñu boss. Itella multi milka kukutol nati Gambia QCell meta lori la kilianol yele imanyina amanda wala itella ka quality dila dadi ma itelle silo wala wodol mume be keno ma. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. QCell suñu boss. Connection be bambandi QCell suñu boss. QCell most innovative QCell suñu boss.
The future is now with QCell's 5G network. Experience speeds like never before with our new 5G Rocket Fixed Internet plan. Get speeds from 10 Mbps to 100 Mbps. Your 5G-enabled device. Walk into QCell headquarters to get one of our 5G routers and experience the true feeling of 5G. Only with QCell. QCell brings you the future. Tech, innovation, incredible speed. The future is now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell, Suñu Bus. We innovate, others follow. Terms and conditions apply.
QCell brings you the future with our ultimate bundles. Enjoy the best voice and data bundle plans in one package. Get unlimited data packages with flexible validity and enjoy what true internet feels like. Get 30 minutes of on-net and off-net calls with 5 gigabytes of data for just $350. Or get bigger bundle packages from 10 gigabytes to 20 gigabytes with over 100 on-net and off-net voice calls and enjoy the fastest internet speed in the Gambia. You can also buy 1-day, 3-day or even 7-day packages and enjoy unlimited data bundles with uncapped speeds. Just dial *343# today and experience the limitless capabilities of the QCell network. *343# should be your favorite code to dial now. For more information, call our customer care on 111. QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Step into the Espas Motors Show.
We're back. This is QTV This Morning. Now to the last segment of the program. Let's talk about the coming Walk for Health. It's important for us to engage, the officials responsible for this, Julde. As you know, Walk for Health, it's not a new thing. It's been here for a very long time. And this time around, we would like to know what is on the pipeline. And we have Saini Jaju in the studios with us and Nene Freda Gomez. Nene, it's not a new face. Everybody knows that. Yeah, so you are welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Balde.
Yes.
Good.
So let's start with
Nene.
You want us to start with Nene?
That's what I'm talking about, girl power.
Ladies first, no problem.
Ladies first.
That's what I like.
Okay, what is the purpose and the goal for this Walk for Health?
Well, thank you very much, and thanks so much for having us. And good morning to all your viewers that are watching right now and that will be watching later. And good morning to all the Walk for Health warriors, all the Walk for Health, supporters and everybody that is part of this initiative. And most especially, do I say the founder and co-founder, Uncle Sheriff Gomez and Uncle Bramadiba. These two gentlemen are just lifesavers. They're just so awesome and great. So Walk for Health is just an initiative. Some people thought, what can we do to just try to get ourselves to be more healthy and continue to be healthy. But you know what, we do it in a very, very fun way that people can also join in. So it started out with a group of friends, and then now it has grown to like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of individuals. And then now we have it in different regions. And also, you know, we're now partnering with other countries who are also doing the same initiative. So, I mean, we believe that it's something that is worth supporting, something that is worth being a part of. And because the way it's growing, so fum starté ak fim nek légui gum nañ né lu am njëriñ la, lu ñëpp wara bokka la, and lu ñëpp wara gis né it has to be a way of life. You know, our slogan is one for all for one. Because liñ feel ne ñëpp ci wara bokka. Parce que lo xamné la lu bari la mo aar. Te nekkul lu bari nga ci def. So lulu no jarna bokka. So in a nutshell, this is how it started.
Absolutely,
and
nice.
This is where we are.
All right, nice. Okay, so what does it take for you to be part of it, Mr. Jaju?
Thank you so much, and good morning, viewers, and morning, the host. Work for health is very, very important. Like she has rightly said, it's not an individual's property. It is, although, an initiative of an individual that has now grown into a family now. It takes you nothing to be a member of the family. Just walk to the Independence Stadium every Saturday, 7:30, be at the Friendship Hostel, 7:30, and this is how you become a member of the family. Then you will be given a registration form to fill. This is what gives you a formal membership to the whole team. But without that, you can still be a member. There is no compulsion to the membership, but since it is voluntary and everything there, I'm sure if you attend for the first time, you would not like to be let to be absent the following day. And we want to see a representative or representation from every sector in this country. Be it media, be it school, be it health. We want to see everybody there because you have our civil servants. These are people that are having very heavy schedule in their workplaces. But despite that, they were able to make time to come every Saturday, which is part of their weekly routine. Come every Saturday, 7:30 at the Independence Stadium. You find the ambience there, and then you will entertain yourself, and then you sweat seriously. You sweat that very day, and then you walk for about 8, 9, 10 kilometers, sometimes 19 kilometers. And what is interesting in this is you will also go on a form of exhibition, because you go to interesting areas which you have never dreamt of even going around that area. But you'll go and then you'll have fun. You'll walk for a distance, you'll have fun, and then you get more energy to continue walking. And you'll not even like to stop. It goes on and on and on and on.
So when you say areas such as?
You have, interestingly, Kachikali. It's not just go and walk and come. No, go and then have fun. Some people have never been to Kachikali. Interestingly, they have been living around this area for so many years. Others will take the Bakau beach, the coast, and we will walk along the coast up to the Denton Bridge and then come back. If you are on the highway, you will think it's a short route, but just take the coast. You will have 19 kilometers. Yes, going and coming. So it is very, very interesting.
That's really nice, because I thought when I saw this, I was like, maybe it's a one-off thing, you know, just walking and all of that. But I'm glad that it's a full initiative, you know, that is ongoing. So does this mean that you are trying to create advocacy around the importance of walking as part of exercise, or what does it really mean?
That is very, very key. That is super key. But before I even come to that, I just wanted to buttress on what Saini said in regards to having experience of different places that people would ordinarily not go. And we have seen that happen. You know, Gambians, a lot of people, it's just walk home. The supermarket, the shops, and the marketplaces. But you know, you have all these beautiful places that people have not experienced and thought, I have no business to go there. But we have created an avenue that people experience these things. I mean, when you go down the beach, the coast, the mangroves, it's beautiful. The scenery, the fresh air, you know, having get to those stones where the beach is and everything. When you see pictures, you ask yourself, is this Gambia? Yes, it's Gambia. So that's also another area that we give people to explore. That's why a lot of people, when they come and walk a little bit, they're tired. Oh, I can do it, I can do it, because they've never walked before. But we have the people like Brahma Diba, is our motivator. Brahma is so patient that Brahma will stay at the back with you and crawl and crawl and crawl. And then before you know it, you get to the destination where everybody is. And when you experience the scenery, the view, the beach, the water, it's a motivation. And you don't want to miss it, and you want to come back again. So this is what happens, that people keep coming and coming and coming, 1 year, 2 years, and hey, we are celebrating 5 years.
Wow.
And you know what? We are determined. This is not stopping. I mean, Uncle Sharif can go. Uncle Brahma Diba can go. I can leave, because I'm also like from the first year, I've been there with them, like him. We can all leave, but then we want to create an initiative that it will continue for a lifetime. People will come and go, but it will continue. And also, for us, mission will be accomplished if people are coming and say, you know what, when I started walking, I'm not feeling the knee pain anymore. When I started walking, I'm not taking my diabetes medication as I used to. When I started walking, after 1 year, I'm not taking the injections. These are the testimonies. For us, this is what really fills our heart, honestly. Yeah. So,
interesting.
I mean, coming back to your question, you asked something. Can you ask it again?
Yeah, I mean, because a lot of people don't see walking as part of exercise, and you know, experts will tell you that it's one of the most effective exercise. So, I mean, does this also, as part of the aims and objectives of your organization, does it mean that you're really creating advocacy in that regard to tell people that you can walk, you know, being part of, whether you're part of this organization or not, it's important to walk every day so that you can burn calories and all of that.
Absolutely. See, the reason why we encourage people to come, it's because to create the fun part of it. Because when we walk in groups, a lot of people are motivated and inspired to do it. Because when you're alone, sometimes you get so demoralized, you procrastinate, and it goes days and days and days, weeks, and you don't go walking. But we say, okay, come, let's do it together. But you can walk wherever you are. You know, 5 minutes a day, you know, 10 minutes a day, it makes a difference. And of course, yes, that keyword, the advocacy part, I think we have really achieved that people have buy into the idea, people have buy into the objective, that they're doing it in different areas, in different regions. And that's the thing. We just wanted to show people, not only tell you, but show people through the testimonies. I mean, we have ministers who are part of it, MDs of organization, permanent secretaries, all sectors, because they come and realize, oh, I've wanted to do this for a long time. Now I've had an avenue that I can get it done. People are busy, right? I mean, myself, I was, the person they were being used as an example, our 4th year anniversary. Because, I mean, I have walked, I've done so many trainings, I have done so many diet plans, but I don't lose weight at all. And you wonder why. You fast and you don't lose weight. But when I consistently did it, you know, everybody that comes, they were like, look at her. It was, okay, if she's like that by walking, I'm going to do it.
Absolutely,
you know. I mean, busy schedules also will take you away from it. You come and go. But consistency is very, very important.
Yeah,
and
so
I tell people consistency, you will see.
Finally, we have like a minute to go.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah, so, I mean, is it just a day, or it's more than a day thing?
The event is set this way. We have our guests, foreign delegates that are coming from Senegal, about 35 of them.
Okay.
We were invited there some time back, and then it was a very great moment. Now they're coming also to celebrate the day with us. So in the morning, we'll have a routine exercise. And then we have everything in there, entertainment, walk, sweat, enjoyment. Then from there, in the evening, we have a dinner that is going to be hosted in the honor of our guests that are coming from Senegal, to let them not just only concentrate on the work for health, but also in the
At least.
yes, to entertain the fuller type. You entertain yourself, okay, with the food that are also going to be. I think it's going to be held at Kairaba Hotel.
No, the dinner is at Fajara Hotel.
Fajara
Hotel.
Hotel.
Yeah, but the morning activities is at the Serekunda West Stadium. We start from there and then we come back there, have games and fun and dance before we disperse, rest and come back in the evening.
All right,
And
thank
the
you.
date is on Saturday.
On Saturday,
Yes,
the third. So everybody is invited.
What time?
It's open. We converge at 7:30, but by 8 o'clock we start the work.
So thank you very much.
You are invited. I want to see both of you to come.
Thank you very much.
Cameraman, everybody needs to come.
All right, you're welcome. Okay, thank you for coming on the program, and I hope at least people would go out and participate because health is very significant.
Wealth.
Yes, that's
Health
what I
is
say.
wealth.
Absolutely. Yeah, so Julia, this is all we have for this week.
Until we come your way next week.
Yes.
Another edition.
Enjoy the rest of our programs. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.